it's Christy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be making a card using Lawn Fawn's Fly High and Really Great Day. So I've stamped those images out on some Spectrum Noir Ultra Smooth Premium White cardstock with Lawn Fawn Jet Black ink, and I'll be coloring with my Copic markers. So I'm going to start with my hot air balloons, and I'm going to do them in a red and cream colored stripe. So I'm starting with the red stripes first, and I'm going to use R22, R24, and R29. So I'm taking that R29 and laying in the shadows right up against the lines. That is where the fabric would be sewn together, and so it would be indented just a little bit so it wouldn't get as much light. So I'm going to do that. I'm just going to do them one at a time, and then I'm going to move on to my mid-tone, which is the R24. So I'm making sure to catch the edge of the R29 and make sure I get a nice smooth blend between those two shades, and trying to leave plenty of room there for a nice highlight in the area where that fabric is most rounded and therefore the most reflective of the sunlight. So for those areas, I'm going to fill in with my lightest shade, which is the R22. And I'm going to bring that in for this center one as well. Again, going over the edge of the R22 first and then pulling that together in the center. And then I decided to do the lower section right above the basket in red as well. So I brought in the R29 from both sides on the left and the right and blended toward the center. I am going to do the smaller hot air balloon to match, so I'm going to go back to my red stripes. I wanted to keep the color palette on today's card really simple and clean, just a few shades, and I think it really makes for a nice gender neutral card, so this could be given to anyone really. So that's what my thought process was for that. So I'm going on with my R22 now, adding in that lightest shade and just filling in the last sections, and then I'll do that small little area right below as well with those red combos. And then I'm going to switch up to some cream shades. I'm going to use E000 and E00. And then I'll let the white cardstock be the highlight. So I'm starting with the E00 and adding that right against the lines in those extra spaces. And then I'll come in with that E000 and begin to blend that out, leaving a little bit of space there for the highlight. And then I will grab my colorless blender and just go over that transition area to make sure the blend is smooth as it goes from that E000 into the white of the cardstock. And I will do the same thing for the smaller balloon, just repeating that process so that they both match. And then once I'm done with that, while I have these shades out, I wanted to use them for my critters as well. So I'm going to use it for the lower part of the fox's face and then the bunny as well. So just a touch of that E00 and then blend it out with the E000 and then leaving the white cardstock. And then I'm going to move on to the baskets on the bottom of the hot air balloons. I'm going to use E53, E55, and E57. Started with the E57, and I decided to do the shadows on the left side for the larger one and on the right side for the smaller one, and blend it across with the E55, and then I'll use the E53 for a highlight. And then I let that dry for just a few seconds, and then I'm coming back in with the tip of that E57 marker and just adding some hash marks on there to indicate some texture that makes up the woven part of the basket. For the fox, I'm going to use YR12, YR14, and YR18. He's really tiny, so he's super easy to color very quickly. And then I wanted to give them some rosy cheeks just to make them look extra cheerful. So I used R01 and R02 for that, and I also did color in the inside of the bunny's ears. And then for the clouds, I'm going to use BG10 and BG11, just adding a little of that BG11 down at the bottom and then tracing the edges of some of the clouds and switching up where I place those shadows on the top part. And then I'll blend that out with the BG10, just trying to soften that up a bit. And I'm not going to end up using all 4 of these. I didn't know how many I was going to want, so I just stamped out 4, but I think I only ended up using 3. And then I'm going to blend that out again with the BG10 just to soften it into that white cardstock once again. And once I have finished that, I will trim all of these images out with their matching dies. For the background, I'm taking a piece of Bristol Smooth Surface cardstock, and I'm going to use the Lawn Fawn Cloudy stencil along with some Distress Oxide ink to create a sky background. So I'm going to start with some tumbled glass, just starting really light. And then I'm going to add in a little bit of salvage patina just in those deepest dips in the clouds. And then I will turn that stencil and kind of reposition that until I get a look that I like. And then I'll repeat that process, always starting with the lighter shade, the tumbled glass, and then adding in just a touch of that salvage patina so that I get a nice fade as it goes up the panel. And I'm just going to keep doing that, working my way down that panel. I'm going to do an entire sky. I want this scene to look like the hot air balloons are high above the countryside. So it's just going to be full clouds with no ground below. It kind of gives the scene a little bit more of like an endless feeling, more expansive. So I ended up doing 4 of these cloud formations, just adjusting that stencil once again. You can also flip it over to the opposite side to get more clouds. So it really is such a versatile stencil that I use so much. And then I did add a little extra color down at the bottom so it wouldn't be so stark white. And then I did add a little touch at the top as well. And then I'm going to press some of that salvage patina onto an acrylic block and add some water to it to make it a little more fluid. And I will mix that up with a thin number 2 paintbrush. And then I'll tap that off the side so I get a nice speckled effect. And I'm making sure that I get a variation of like smaller and larger droplets there, just so it has more diversity. And then I will set that aside to dry. In the meantime, I'm going to take another piece of Bristol and trim that out with the second largest of the stitch scallop rectangle frames. So I can save that piece in the center, but what I really want for this card is that frame. And it was stuck inside the die, so I'm taking my Tonic Studios craft pick and just popping that out using the little holes on the back of the die, and then just wedging the tip of that pin to kind of pop that out. And then I'm going to move on to my pattern paper. I'm going to use a piece from the Let It Shine Starry Skies 6x6. And I was going back and forth between this aqua blue, but I ended up deciding to go with this kind of beige shade. I thought that that would look really pretty with the red and cream colored hot air balloons. I'm going to trim this one down with the largest of the large stitch rectangle stackables. And that just gives me that nice stitching detail all the way around, but it will fit the whole card front. Then I'm going to take that scalloped frame and flip it over to the back and add some thin 1/8 of an inch score tape to the back. Just adding that right around the edges. I made sure to cut that cloudy sky panel to be just slightly larger than the opening so that it would have a place for this tape to grip that piece when I connect them. So I'm just going to smooth that tape down into place, and then I'll peel off the release paper there. I always have a little trouble getting that with my fingernails, but it comes off fairly easy. And then once I have that all peeled off, I will line that up over the cloudy panel and make sure that none of that is showing on the scallops on the outer edge. At first I didn't have that quite right on the right hand side there, so I had to peel it off and readjust. And I think the second time I had it a little bit over on the left, but eventually I got that on there. Could have trimmed it down, I guess, just slightly smaller, but I was afraid that I wouldn't have enough room for that tape to grab on. But anyway, I got it on that third try. So I'm going to pop this into my MISTI so I can stamp my sentiment. And I'm going to do the one that says, "Flying by to say happy birthday." I'm using some VersaFine Onyx Black ink to stamp that down so it'll be nice and bold. I'm also going to stamp that down twice. And then I'll set that aside to dry and pop my card base in my MISTI. I'm using some speckled eggshell cardstock from Lawn Fawn, and I'm going to use the Happy Hugs stamp set because it has this bunny and fox image that are hugging on the inside. That's why I chose the bunny and fox images for the outside to go in the hot air balloons, because I just thought it would be a nice tie-in to the front. And I also picked the sentiment that says, "Sending happy thoughts your way," and I'm stamping that down with some Lawn Fawn walnut ink. So now I'm ready to start assembling everything. I'm going to take that pattern paper and glue that down to my card front. So it's a standard A2 size card, 4 1/4 wide by 5 1/2 tall with a top fold. And again, I didn't have that on quite straight the first time, so I had to just readjust slightly and then smooth that down into place. And then I've added some foam tape to the back of that focal panel. So I'm going to peel off the release papers on that and make sure that's centered and pop that down as well. Now I didn't realize that I had gotten some of that walnut ink on my fingers, so I am going to end up smearing just a tiny bit of that onto my frame, and I'll fix that later on and I'll show you how I do it. But for now I'm going to bring in my images and kind of figure out the layout before I start adhering things. I knew that I wanted some clouds going in front and some clouds going behind, and I wasn't sure which critter I wanted to put in which balloon either, so I kind of played around with it to figure out which way I liked it better. And then once I was happy, I'm going to grab my liquid glue once again and start adhering things down, and anything that's going behind something else is going to go down first. So this little cloud here I wanted tucked behind the larger hot air balloon, so I started with that. And then the large hot air balloon I wanted tucked behind the bigger cloud up there, so I'm going to add that next. And there I just noticed that I got that ink up there at the top of the frame. It's not super noticeable, but you know, I still want my cards to look nice and professional, so I am going to fix that. But I'll add that cloud over top. Then I'm going to add the smaller hot air balloon, and then the smaller cloud I'm going to add right above the sentiment to kind of fill in that empty space there. And then I decided to add the bunny to the smaller air balloon because he was a little bit narrower even though he was taller. And so I felt like he fit in that smaller basket just a little bit better because he didn't kind of hang over the sides as much as the fox did. So that's how I made that decision, but I think either way looks pretty cute. So I'll put the fox in the big hot air balloon, and then of course I need to fix that little bit of ink that I got on the frame. So I'm grabbing my Tombow Mono sand eraser, and this is a really great tool for situations like this. I'm just very, very lightly sanding that ink away, and you just have to use light pressure, but it did remove it absolutely completely. So great tool to have in your arsenal. That was in one of my top favorite craft tools in my craft room. If you missed that video, you might want to check it out, but that one was definitely one of my go-tos. And then I wanted to add a little bit of sparkle, so I just added my favorite Stardust stickles to the bottom of each cloud. And that is going to finish this one off. Like I said, I wanted to keep it really nice and simple with just a minimal color palette. There's another peek at the inside, and that way I think it could be given to just about anybody. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button to let me know, and you can also leave me a comment down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and you can turn on your notification bell if you want to make sure that you're always alerted when I post a new video. All of the products I use will be linked for you in the description bar below, and if you'd like to keep watching, here are 2 extra videos I thought you might also be interested in, so you can click on either one to check them out. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I hope you had a good one, and I'll see you soon in another video. Bye-bye.